Welcome to Humanity Unboxed, Michael. We're kind of readjusting the little intro here because we've had a mishappening again with me and Zoom and going to YouTube. So welcome, our first public conversation in 2026, um, as we approaching the new, newness of I don't know, energies, I suppose. Lunar New Year's coming up, the all those things. Welcome. We are in the foundation of self. We're talking about confidence. I kind of mentioned just quickly that in the Wisdom Seekers we have a philosophy this season, process philosophy. So it's all about becoming instead of fixed, rigid. It's about change, it's about flex, it's about creativity, about awareness, all those things that we love. And today we are talking about confidence. Confidence is quite an interesting one.
Hmm.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
very rigid. I don't think it's finished. We're not finished as humans.
yeah. And I looked at your stuff. The Wisdom Seeker. So what I like about the Wisdom Seeker is that that one person believes in runes, the other person believes in astrology, the other person believes in the earth, the other person has. Everybody has something different, and
Yeah,
because everybody is different,
yeah,
astrology cannot work for everyone when they're not interested. You
no,
have to have a passion for the permission slip, and I think that's really helpful. And I'm so thankful you provide that, and you did a wonderful job when you sent me that, and it's a beautiful thing. And I would just it's just a permission slip when you have joy with growing. I
yeah,
think that is the stuff. So when I can grow through runes or through reading ancient text or through, there's so much to, then it will work. It will not work if you go through it just all through and says, the more I know, the better I am.
yeah.
Because you and
And
I came
yeah,
from that. We thought the more books we read, the more there's nothing happen. I can tell
no,
you that right now.
no,
Look for that really talks to you, if that's even an animal, whatever you like the best, and you say, I can live with this day in and day out. I cannot get myself off. And
yeah,
actually, you're making actually time, because when time flies so fast, you're not aging. When time
exactly.
fasting and you have fun, you're not
Yeah,
aging.
yeah. Because time's really the illusion, isn't it? And
Exactly.
in this conversation that's coming up, which I will
Yeah.
kind of, share
Yeah.
after this intro, it was really good to kind of to unpack how we can find confidence outside of all
Hmm.
the conditioning of how we should be or how we should look or you know um,
Hmm.
building something that is sure
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
being um, confident, trusting in the fact that we can unfold
Hmm.
together through dialogue, by seeing each other and our different perspectives.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful. So let's go.
let's go.
Yes, we are flawed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I see always the advertising, and it says always that we are flawed.
Mm,
Yes. And then we're gonna bring that back to system relevance and human centricity.
mm,
And when you see in system relevance in the generalization, which we say we kind of stray away from generalization, you are like a woman, I'm like a man. No, no,
yeah,
no, no. Yeah,
yeah,
you're from England, I'm from South Africa, and
yeah,
I'm from
yeah,
America. It
yeah,
has nothing to do with anything.
no,
Yeah,
no,
it just. I mean, you can use it you can use it for short self-esteem to say I'm from a Western country. If you still believe they are stronger than the Eastern, but
yeah,
it's just a permission slip that you feel confident for this meeting or for everything is short time. You can buy a
mm,
suit,
mm,
and the suit the first time will give you self-confidence, but when you have it on every day, it's you have integrated that doesn't
yeah,
but you have not integrated your self-esteem. You have not your confidence. You just have a suit on or a nice dress or a Louis Vuitton
Mm.
purse or whatever. You
Yeah.
have that on,
Yeah.
but it's not really the confidence. The confidence, I think, is we said that last time, is the pure realization and honoring that you are one of one. I said it yesterday with a Buddhist monk. I say, aren't we not all a piece of God? Doesn't come God through, or the universe or nature through us in a piece, and there is no beginning and no end. We just
Yeah.
come and experience that, you know.
Yeah.
And when you really can get friendly with that, you're only one on one. That
Mm.
I, even if I'm a woman and I look like you, I cannot tell you, Michelle, do this, or because it helped me, it saved my life. You must do it. You should.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we have talked about the shoulds and the
Yeah.
guilt
We
and all
don't
this stuff
we
before.
don't like shoulds.
It's like it's just like no, because when you're one on one, you can't be,
Yeah.
because it helps the one person, and the other person is completely different.
Mm.
And it's also my opinion. And you know, the perception of five people watching an accident. The
Yeah.
police has it's an art to
Mm.
find out what really happened and to be just. It's almost like,
Yeah.
the justice scale with the blinders on,
That's it.
how
Yeah.
do you do this, that you're not judging, and that your perspective doesn't get in the way? So you think there was a real horrible person that was driving, and the person that drove into him was not a horrible was the sweetest person.
Mm.
So, and you have to be the judge, and five people give you different answers. How can you be confident? How ever?
Oh, yeah, but yeah. So, okay, I want to go back because there's
Go
a lot
back.
of things that you obviously made me want to reply to you. First of all, astrology as a permission slip. Um, I mean, I don't think there's one thing ever that's going to tell us who we are. I think some of us resonate more with certain things. And I also don't think astrology is a box. It's not you're just Sagittarius or you're just a Cancer. There's also other aspects of other planets and where they were when you were born and how they affect you and how you interpret it. And at the end of the day, it's all about how interpretation of these things,
Yeah, and I don't
nothing
even
to
know
do
anything about
with the rest of it.
astrology. I
Yeah,
don't
and
even
you
know
don't
about
need to.
this is the
So
perfect thing, because you make an example and I'm the example.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm
yeah.
just reading what's in the newspaper, the little twerb,
Yeah,
if I do,
which
which I
brings us
don't.
back to marketing really though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because any of what's in the news, which I refuse to watch, um, or in the newspaper around
Mm,
astrology or in wherever is going to find ways to make you want to read it or want to
mm,
buy it or want to have it. And a lot of that messaging, as you said, I can't remember your words exactly now, but that advertising or marketing is set up to make us think that there's something wrong with us, that there's something that we need to fix, that something
yes.
we need to buy so that we can be better.
Yeah.
And that um, takes our empowerment away. So for confidence, I think it's based on the Latin word, and I forgot to look into it again. I've looked into it before, and it's kind of one of those things that made sense.
Yeah.
And it's got something to do with trust. Confidere, I think, is kind of the base word.
Hmm.
But it's when I can trust that I know who I am, and I would say in this moment, because I have the creative license to change or to be part of the flow of reality, because reality is also not set in stone. As you say, there's five observers and you have five perspectives on a specific thing. So confidence then comes back to me as to allowing myself to be able to be who I am in any given moment and to be true to that self and not to hold myself not to judge myself as to, oh, I am actually supposed to, or I should actually. Yeah,
Supposed to put you right out of the moment. So
yeah,
you said, I'm in the moment, and when I think in the moment, you think you're out of the moment. You think I should do this. I feel guilty about that. You're out
yeah,
of the moment because guilt goes into the where is it gets in the yeah, you're not, yeah. Worry is future guilt. Guilt is past guilt. So when you worry, you
anxiety.
think
Yeah,
so. Yeah, and so what you should do is also, it's also you bring in the past in,
yes.
because they told you, Michelle, you would have been perfect, but you should have done that, and
Yeah,
that and
but
that
we
doesn't
grow
help
up with these
anybody.
shirts, and I mean, this comes from
Yeah,
education. This comes
yeah,
um, from religion. This comes from all these elements that we
hmm,
grow up with that condition us as to. In at school, you have to ask permission to go to the toilet. You know how I feel about that. Like,
yeah,
how do we then um, instill confidence, or not even? I mean, confidence isn't always the right word, but I'm just using it as an example, confidence in our own knowing of ourselves. If I know I need to go to the toilet, then surely I should be able to trust that as a autonomous sovereign being,
yeah.
whether I'm 10 or 100. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if we're telling a 10-year-old that I'm not trusting the fact that you telling me that you have to perform a human function, then we're breaking down the trust that that 10-year-old has in his own knowing.
Mhm.
And I
Oh,
mean,
knowing of being
of
physical.
being himself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and physical. So we distancing the 10-year-old from his body because now he has to give over that permission slip.
And the
He has
energy.
to get
I
a
mean,
permission slip
the
to be
energy
able
is
to,
discussed. Yeah,
yeah, to
because
go to the toilet.
you have to go in your brain and try to manipulate. You know that you
Mm.
don't have to go pee. Or, you know.
Yeah, but then there's no trust in, okay, I need to remove myself from this situation, or or intuition. Working
Yeah.
with this process philosophy, I'm learning a little bit more about kind of philosophers in this field. And he's a French philosopher, so I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I assume when you read things you don't always know, but I think
Yeah.
it's Henri Bergson, and he talks about kind of intuition not being a direct participation. It's direct participation in the flow. It's not a feeling into
It's
something
channeling.
outside of me.
It's actually channeling. I heard it this morning.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
channeling.
yeah. But
We
it's
all channel all the
participating
time.
in the flow. It's letting
Yeah.
go of having
Hmm.
to ask permission. Really,
Yeah.
in effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if you're in a social setting of a school or so, there can be rules, but I mean, you can always circumvent those rules by saying, yes, I would like you to just have to raise your hand and say you have to go to the bathroom. That's it.
Yeah,
So
but
that
I
people
mean, there's
don't
a
see
lot
you
of
stand up,
arguments, yeah, that make
that you
sense
stand.
against,
Oh, yeah.
I've been, there's bullies in the bathroom, or children don't
Yeah.
come back to the classroom, or they're using it as an excuse. So those are the fundamental issues for me, not the fact that the child needs permission.
Absolutely.
Why
Yeah.
do they not want to be in the classroom? How do we
Because
engage them?
system
Why are they
relevance made it.
bullies?
Yeah.
Those are the things
System
we need to fix,
the
not,
system, yeah,
yeah.
but we don't see that because we see that the humans, the systems are the good stuff. They are built. Once they work, they work. They worked perhaps 100 years ago, but once they work, and then the
For
humans are,
5 years, or
yeah,
for a short term.
yeah, and then the kids grow like humans grow every second, and
Mm.
then they come and say, okay, 100 years ago we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have any distractions, system distractions,
Yeah,
and now the kids they're curious, they want to see what it is to be physical,
yeah,
especially when they get in this world, and that's why, it. we need to show him by example, not just say, okay, segregate. You're a child, I'm an adult, I'm the authority. So when you are the authority, you can do what I do. So you like a false freedom, meaning once I'm the authority, once you are raised and follow everything, that you become me, which is the craziest things ever,
Yeah. Yeah.
then you can just get up and go to the bathroom. That's
But then we look
insanity.
at our leaders. Then we look at,
Yeah,
okay, if you become like whoever is supposed to
yeah,
be the authority, but actually that person is doing all these horrible things. So I
yeah,
don't want to become like you, but you're telling me that
exactly.
I only have this freedom or the perceived freedom when I become this horrible version like you do, because there's so much
Hmm.
under the table, in
Yeah,
religion, for example,
yeah.
the priest isn't always the good guy, or
Generalization. You
the,
can't generalize humans.
no,
You can't. That's
no,
the. I think that's our biggest thing. When you stop generalizing, then a lot of stress will be gone.
yeah.
And the stuff is, um, it from adolescent, right?
Mm,
Uh, when we come into the thing of comparing us to others, we make stupid stuff. The guy becomes a bully. The girl becomes loose and plays with boys. The other girl copies the girl. The other boy copies the bully or hangs out with the bully.
mm,
So they define something, their own. I'm a bully. I'm a girl that likes to have flirts around with boys. They have that, and they see there's attention, and the hurt mentality, is all of a sudden, oh, this is how I get loved. This is her. But you get loved
that's,
because you are one of one, not because you are
yeah.
generalizing with the loose girl or with the bully.
But all they're looking for is belonging or love, as you
Yeah,
put it.
yeah,
So they're
yeah,
not needing, and this is the missing part for me
yeah.
often in this conversation about bully or addiction or
Yeah.
anything, is that there is a gap of connection. There's no connection with
Hmm.
someone close. We've created a society where we have distanced ourselves from the village, from the tribe, from the,
Hmm.
you know, both parents are working away from home, um, long hours, stressed, children are keeping themselves busy. Everybody needs to be busy all the time because we need to prove that we are good enough. We have value in a
To exist,
society
to
to
exist,
exist.
not
But
to be enjoying life and having
no,
fun. No, to
no,
exist.
yeah.
Only then you're very few, if you get to there, that you actually, the five people that are famous, right?
Mm,
And that's what's sold. That is not the truth, because we know billionaires kill themselves and are depressed.
mm,
So we say, okay, if you are on YouTube, you're gonna be a super success. But
yeah,
YouTube says that, because not or anybody else says that, any other platform. I'm not gonna sort out YouTube,
yeah,
but they put it out and they say, yeah, look, if you are with anybody, you belong to this club, you're taken care of. And this is
yeah.
the worst. You just protected that you can play a role that is not you, a generalized role. It's not. It's
But
not.
yet, you know, um, giving ourselves permission to be ourselves. It sounds very silly, but
Yeah.
to take that permission as to there is no box, for example, or there is no what's the word? Oh, I'll come to it. But
Matrix.
no, no, cutout. Like this is the
A
Barbie
die.
doll, and we
A,
all have to be like that. A cutout of the
yeah.
way we should
A
be.
copy.
A
A copy
copy,
of.
carbon
Yeah.
copy, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, Once we can move away from that, we can realize that there was never a carbon copy. There is no
Yeah.
normal. There is no
No.
no, bell curve. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Just because someone decided we're going to use so many, participants in this study, but in the meantime, the group is actually this big. So this little group that's being used as this normal,
As you say, marketing. As you say,
yeah,
marketing.
yeah.
Marketing for whatever your intent is, marketing. It's the
And
marketing.
labeling, because if I can put a
Yeah,
label on you, then I can make you less confident because then you are
exactly.
no longer part of the mainstream. And as
Yeah,
soon
this
as
comes
you're out of
automatically.
this, yeah,
Even
yeah,
if I say the all from beauty, I say you are the goddess of this. I mean, look, India has thousands of goddesses. You are
mm,
this. It still takes away from the individual because the one that they believe in Shiva and the other to another one is it just puts you in that group in the
mm,
generalization. I believe in this god or that god, and
yeah.
it's already this. It's very good for the god, but it's not good for you.
Unless you can also respect someone else's belief in their God. Then,
Yeah,
there's no right or wrong, is there? So you can believe in whatever you want, but don't take away my
yeah,
not right. There's another word. My need to maybe not believe in anything or to believe in something different than
yeah,
yours. Um,
yeah.
Not making your belief any less valuable than mine, though. You know
No,
what I
it
mean?
doesn't matter, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah.
Because we're part of this bigger whole.
I
Because
mean,
we are one of ones as part of the whole.
but Michelle, we talk to hundreds of people that are different.
Yes.
And I'm not going in the supermarket. Are you a Christian? Are you a Jew? Are you this? Are you Hindu? I'm not
Mhm.
asking that. And I'm good.
Because
I'm
it's
good.
not, but that's you though. There are people that
Yeah.
have that um outlook where it's like I can only connect with you if you believe in the same
If
thing,
you're a
or
Republican,
if you're a
if a
vegan, for
Democrat, yeah,
example, or if
yeah,
you're a pescatarian, or
yeah.
you know if you don't see the world like I do,
But
then we can't really connect. But then I
we
don't
said
really
this
know you.
confirmation.
Yeah,
That's confirmation because I said I can only give you my impression. Because you said that's just you. Yes,
yeah,
but I can only give you from my perspective that the thing.
yeah,
And when I want you to be vegan, if I'm
mm,
like devout vegan and vegan saved my life and I'm the greatest, I cannot say I can say to you what it did to me, but it
yeah,
wouldn't change my relationship to you because you eat every day a steak. That
yeah,
doesn't even in the extreme, like two extremes. That how we eat or dress. I dress always like shabby. You dress always perfect. It doesn't matter. Even if there's such a, I like actually the contrast so hard
yeah,
because that's where you learn the most. That we all
yeah,
the same. It's like the first time I saw a black person, right?
yeah,
And I was heard all the stuff with a black person, with a Jew, with all this
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I heard that, and the first time, and I grew up in a time where you didn't run into a colored person
Well, also a place where it wasn't,
yeah,
I
yeah,
might have been living in the same time, but in Africa, where it's a
yeah,
different space.
yeah,
Um,
and that's revert. Yeah, so
yeah,
so I never heard it, and then I met it, and then through the podcast, the all these guest appearances all over the world, there's no difference between people. I can say, having done over 750 guest appearances all over the world, Africa,
mhm.
China, everywhere, I can tell it. I cannot tell a difference.
But there is a difference in our energy, in our intention. You know, um, when, how can I put this? I wouldn't not be able to engage with you if you were of a different or a religion or a way of eating. But if you had an intention to hurt another living being, then I might not be able to connect with
Come
you.
to me.
Or you have an
Oh, you
intention.
didn't know?
Yeah.
You didn't know. No, no,
You know
no.
what I mean? So
I know.
there is a what's the word? A
Frequency. I
boundary,
think
I
there's
suppose.
a frequency boundary where,
Yes.
because when you're a certain frequency, harm to none is. I mean,
Yeah.
at the we're not on a higher level. We're on a different level. On our level, we're not talking about harm to anybody. We don't say, "Oh, this is an asshole," and that is an,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we're not blaming or think, because it doesn't
No.
work. It's not effective. It's naturally not effective. You know.
Yeah. But when you have hatred for black cats or
Oh my
brown
God, that's
eagles, or I don't
yeah,
know, whatever it is,
yeah,
a living being, and you are intent on destroying
hurting it. Yeah,
or
hurting it.
hurting them, or humans or immigrants or whatever
But
label we want to put on something, then I have I don't think we can, I
no, because I'm not me.
yeah,
Because whatever appears, every living being. I mean, we talked about this also. When I go into the nature, I look at tree, and especially know that you are so connected to trees,
yeah,
and I'm connected to the forest and all this stuff.
yeah,
So I listen to this guy, the German guy, Peter Wohlleben. He's the chief of one of the chiefs of German forestry and stuff, and he's very human centric. So he
yeah,
says, leave the thing alone. Don't clean out forests. Leave
yeah,
it. The nature. You don't need to teach nature what to do.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah,
And I see that. I see everything. I see a spirit in everything. A being. So I don't like to
yeah,
destroy
and
anything. I don't
no,
like
and
to.
I mean, I know that's you, but I'm just exploring, like, where do we draw the line? Because we do want to, engage with people that are different. I want to sit down with people that think differently than me or see the
Mm.
world differently than me. But a
Human centrically be okay.
yeah,
Whenever somebody that, because when you want to harm people, you are in the system relevance. You say
mm,
living beings are not worthy. It's
yeah,
sadly goes always human centric, system relevant. The
mm,
moment you say, which I talked yesterday to the Buddhist, when you think that money is God, is
mm,
the system relevance of God is
mm,
money, because money allows you to do everything,
yeah,
then you are distorted. It's not natural because you're part of nature.
yeah,
You're not a part of. We act in, and this is our lesson, to act in system, making systems more humane,
mm,
and giving the system the secondary, not the first, the primary. It's like saying, I have to take care of the bacteria when an animal attacks me, or something. It's
yeah,
like in the nature. It's like, no, you have to set up and see where the priority is and where the secondary part is. The follow-up
yeah,
part, because we created
yeah,
it. We are
mm,
created by what is. So we are, or created
yeah,
ourselves by what is. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
We
Well, we
exist.
create the
We,
reality that we experience.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
And we're all in the same thing. So if I hate you, I cannot hate you, because I say, okay, I'm not really good with Michelle. Don't want to see her,
yeah, yeah,
but you're part of me. So I never see you not a part of me. I said, I'm not segregated, and you should be. See, this is the system relevance.
mm,
Which destroys confidence. Where you say you should be, a separate person. We are not separate. We are all
yeah,
one. As much
yeah,
as we hate it or love it.
yeah,
There's a lot of people, they love, oh, this guy, I love this guy, but I can never
yeah,
have him. That's also segregating, you
yeah.
know?
But that's also not the guy because you only love
Yeah,
the idea of who
the
you think
spirit,
that
yeah,
guy
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
That I see. Actually, if I could really see you and you see me,
Mm,
how we not create ourselves, would
yeah.
we be attract? We would be attracted because we are on other level.
Mm,
It's a frequency level that you and I like, you know.
yeah.
So let's say I was that spirit, but I don't have the projection what I want to look like or am or hate looking like, whatever my projection is, how I look.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I look to you the same, because we said before, when you look at green, doesn't mean you see green.
Or the same green that you see.
Exactly the same green or
Yeah.
the same the same color, and that's why we need panettone. We need the numbers so that we can actually
Yeah.
reference them. So so we actually looking at vibration. We say, okay,
Mm,
this is number 0085.
mm,
That vibration, and so I need to get in that. I see that. That's the
mm.
Coca-Cola red or something.
Yeah, yeah. 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 And in that, I think we come back to the confidence, if we are rigid in our confidence, if we are rigid in I have I belong to this group, therefore I am me, then I cannot ever really
Be you. You
truly
cannot ever be
be.
you.
Yeah, because I can't embrace change. And for me, I need to be able to embrace the changing aspects of myself
Yeah.
that is me,
Yeah.
that creates me, that is my soul's
Hmm.
journey, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that definitely. I think that definitely is the one of one is my strongest thing, because in that learning more and more about my one on one is
Mm.
I I also get self-esteem because I was forced in it. So sick
Yeah.
child, right? I was
Yeah.
sick child, over nurturing mother, overthink, I think all this stuff,
Yeah.
uh, and not good in school, neurodivergent, which
Yeah.
and then all this stuff I had, and then I had to find me.
Yeah.
Not I wasn't thinking I have to find me. I had
Mm.
no other choice. I had no other
Yeah, you
choice.
always have a choice though. You you
No,
could
not aware.
suffer,
When at that age, you're not
you know.
aware. You're not
Yeah.
aware at that age. That's why awareness is so important, because you think I thought the world is going to go on. That I'm going to be held back a year and start with 7, and then
Yeah.
totally failed. I mean, imagine this. Couldn't as a systemically fail. I didn't feel
Mm.
fail as a. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But
Yeah.
but I totally failed. I couldn't even be held back. I'm just dumb. I cannot understand, whatever. So I had all this. So I had to find out. Oh, that person. Until I met the first person that had a double doctor and whatever. And then I thought, I have no feeling the person. He knows like books, all the books,
Yeah.
and he can reference all the names, but and he has vernacular that I don't understand.
Yeah.
But I said, I don't, I don't look up to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I,
this is confidence, though, that it's trusting that intuitive intelligence. And intelligence is nothing to do with knowledge.
yeah,
Intelligence has to do with your ability to change and connect to to wisdom, I suppose, or
yeah,
to the knowing, to the experiences that make you within that moment. Um, Intelligence isn't measured by how many books you've read, or, it is an intuitive wisdom of becoming.
yes, and we all resonate with the one-on-oneness, because
Mm.
when you look at TV and all of a sudden somebody is like Pee Wee Herman, is completely himself.
Yeah,
He lives in this world.
yeah,
Then you you first of all get attention, not
mm,
because he was just playing a role,
mm,
but because he lived that life. And when you're living you, we sense that that part of God that this person channels, or this animal, it from the animals.
yeah,
Yeah, that part of God that this animal channels is pure. It's not distorted. Oh, I have to
mm,
be a cat. Now I act like a cat, like everybody's saying, yeah,
exactly,
no. Yeah.
exactly.
You see
Yeah,
animals that don't even act like an animal.
but they
And
don't need to because they are,
that
they,
they are. Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what and I think it resonates in us that person is 100% himself.
Mm.
and we are attracted to that. We are not
Yeah.
attracted to somebody that is nice, you know?
No, because there's usually a shadow side to the nice, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Just be
Yeah.
you. Also, you don't have to be nice. Also, it's not helping your confidence when you say there is a gauge that says you have to be positive all the time. Like the spiritual people, they're just waiting, waiting and waiting. I have done all these seminars and whatever. You you have to accept
Yeah.
both. It whatever is,
Yeah. But that's
and
also
you
often
are.
validation. I need
Yeah,
validation that I am
yeah,
this thing where confidence for me is where we look at I am already,
yeah.
trusting that inner unfolding of I have all the tools I need. How do I use them? How do I bring them to to front, to a forefront? Yeah.
And we prove that every week here
Mm.
because we feel so confident to be ourselves
Yeah.
that we can actually stay in the moment. The problem is when you can't feel yourself, you are incompetent. You're confident when you can be the one of one.
Yeah.
And you know this, I know this, and that's why our talks are like, there's nothing like it because we can't just find it with everybody. You have
Yeah.
to be, have to, both parties have to be happy to be in their one on one, no matter what the other person, and the other person doesn't think anything because it's in the moment. He doesn't
Exactly.
judge.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle, you had, you know, where are your red glasses? Why don't you wear red glasses?
Yeah.
And a green lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
life
Well,
is good.
that was good.
Yes,
Thank you very much. That was a good kind of
I
uh,
think it's a better one than
look at
last.
it.
There was a
Yeah.
see that there was a reason. There's confidence also
It's
coming
a
from.
reset of last week. Um,
Yes,
but I do think there's a lot to kind of play with in a creative way
yeah,
in confidence that it is a becoming, that it is a process, and that is what we're here to do, is to trust in our own being more and more as I think last time we also brought in age, and I think age does have something to do with it because in age or in our variety of experiences. So age might be a measure of that, which it doesn't necessarily need to be a measure of. But in our variety of experiences, we become closer connected to how who I become when I'm in that position, or who I become when that happens to me. And through those things, we see a fuller picture of who we are and how we can be becoming. We can choose who we want to be as well. I can choose not to react. I can respond,
yeah.
which has a time frame to it. I can just take a moment.
But which animal thinks that they're a certain age? Which no, they don't even know the age. The
No, but
calendar
I'm
you
not
say
saying we
always,
need to
you
think
always say the
about it.
calendar is
Yeah, yeah,
wrong, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
no,
so
definitely, definitely. But I think there is uh,
no,
wisdom
we
comes
are
with
conditioned. We are
experience. So it's not
conditioned.
necessarily age, but experience.
Yeah, and conditioning. The condition. If I condition you that every woman, when she is 25, after 25, you're not interested. No man is interested in you, or nobody's interested.
Oh dear.
But that can be system. No, that can be
Yeah.
system
No,
relevant.
yeah,
But you have then experienced. See, you have experienced after 25,
yeah.
and you actually feel happier now because with 25 you were a nervous wreck. And now
Because I didn't know myself either, because I
exactly.
hadn't experienced
Exactly.
myself
The process is
through
so wonderful. The process
motherhood,
is so
and you know what I
wonderful.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Age
exactly.
is wonderful. It's not,
It
oh,
is.
we,
Exactly.
what they tell
Yeah.
guys with 50, have your thing in the butt. It's just
Yeah.
that is not, and that's already saying you are sick. With 50, you get sick. I've never
No,
felt
no,
better.
no, no. No, and
I,
and I think this is what I mean, I think we've been conditioned to think that, oh, we're not, there's so much space for the wise woman and the wise man,
Yeah.
and the elder and the,
Yeah.
all of
The
those
age, the
aspects.
old people. Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Not as a oh, we need to look after them, but in a exchange of energy,
Exchange. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
in a wisdom kind of way where
Yeah.
we need to spend time with each other
Yeah.
and not segregate ourselves according to, okay,
Yeah.
all the young people do it this way, or whatever, listen to loud music. I still listen to loud music, and
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Why
whatever
do
it
you
is.
do this? You are
Yeah.
over 25.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
do you do this? Everything 25 is and the guy probably is like 40, and after
yeah.
40 you are gone.
Yeah.
It's just you're not perceived by the system relevance. When you're over 40, you're either a politician
Mm.
or a judge or something, but 40 is already, hey, are you married? Are
Yeah.
you not
And
married?
yet
Everything
it's
is
it's kind of middle of your, and it's still
midlife
also the
crisis. Are you
beginning.
already in your midlife crisis? Yeah, and you're divorcing the woman and you're
Yeah.
buying a Porsche. It's
Yeah.
just because you never experienced your adolescent to it.
Yeah.
So
Because we think that we should be rigid in who we are, and yet we're not the same person.
yeah,
Um, and yet, we are and we're not the same person when we're 50 and
yeah,
when we're 40 and when we're 30 and when we're 15, and
yeah,
all we are, and we're just remembering who that person was as we
yeah. Because
age.
we're shifting realities.
Yeah,
Millions of times.
yeah,
We shift the reality to have the illusion of time. We're just
exactly.
jumping from reality to reality to reality
Yeah,
to experience the illusion of time. You know,
yes. And I want to separate with the illusion of time, because I think time is an illusion, definitely. Um, but then also put value on experience, on, you know,
this is all there is.
having experienced things in different ways, we create a subjective reality, and we perpetuate that until
Yeah,
we don't want to anymore. So we have a choice
exactly.
in doing that. Yeah.
I'm 100% on your thing. I agree with that totally. No,
Yay.
no, because it
But
makes
it doesn't
total.
matter, you know what I mean?
It
And it's
doesn't matter. No,
great.
no,
Yeah.
I agree with you because also it's easier to let go if you say, okay, in that reality, I had this
Mm,
disease or whatever, or this
mm.
feeling or this betrayal. I've now
Anxiety.
instead I
Yeah.
understand betrayal better, and I can let that go. Because right now is a new reality. Right now, right
Yeah.
now, right now,
Yeah.
right now, right now is a new reality. So I
Yeah.
can easily let go. That's why a lot of people say it's like breathing. Letting
Mm.
go is like breathing. So you shift realities closer and closer, and in that shifting, your perception of self is enriched. You know,
Yes. But I can also I also bring that self from the previous moment into this
no,
one.
the
All the
experience
parts
that you
that I
had,
choose.
the
Yes.
experience that you had, that you were
Yeah.
stopped by the policeman, that you were falling in love with this person,
Yeah.
yes, you had the experience. But if you, this is a great thing. I'm sorry, this comes obsolete. The circle, and we talked about this. The circle. So if I think I'm jealous and have a real, everybody tells me I'm jealous and have a real problem with jealousy, if I say, what must I believe that I think jealousy makes me safe or fear makes me safe? What must I believe? And when you talk about this and think about this, you circle the neurons in your brain and you
Yeah.
can let go. You cannot let go if you just see I'm jealous, or I'm angry. Oh, there's people that are always angry. Always doesn't matter. It never circles through because an
Yeah.
emotion should have 10 minutes and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have to let it through. Not why am I feeling this. So it's why am
Mm.
I feeling this, and what must I believe that I think feeling this is safer than what I want, or
Mm.
what I am. I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Because we
Thank
we're spiral. or Fibonacci.
Yeah,
You know, it's that
Fibonacci,
open, yeah, it's
Fibonacci
the
spiral
open, it's
in
and
your
it's
ears,
open.
in
Yeah.
your ears. Yes,
In my ears, yes.
yes.
I carry it with me. Yes. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Beautiful.
As always, very nice. Always good to chat to you. And I think it stopped. I don't know about this thing. Um, yeah. Okay.